air?
Yep, we are on the air.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, thank you and welcome
dice.
to session 15 of... Did we drop a dice?
You dropped a dice.
No, we'll pick it up in a second. Session 15 of ClockWork. Two of our players have recently had conflicting schedules. They will not be with us tonight, sadly. I'll search for that later.
It's right there, bro.
There you go.
Oh, is it a D4?
There's a D8.
Oh, this is hard to find. But yeah, last session, the party had a fairly quietish time. Went around searching for wyvern poison, confronting Marshall, though I'm pretty sure that went very well, exactly like you wanted it to, Alan.
I didn't think I'd have to confront Marshall.
They visited the night market searching for wyvern's poison, or venom, which I guess venom is actually more appropriate, isn't it?
Yes, it's venom.
More accurate, but at the same time not. Because I believe in the book it's called poison.
It is called poison.
Well, they found some on Marshall and some random stranger 30 feet away. Which Trick followed invisibility. While invisible. And after another half day of patrol, found and quelled a gang fight. That was exciting.
Only one
That was really lame.
Only one death.
I know.
Trick under arrest for manslaughter.
It's the
Trick
best part.
is being led away from manslaughter, not in his.
I know, it was so lame I didn't have to use a single spell.
I used most of my spells on command. That didn't work.
I know, it's so unfortunate. I wish they did.
Right. Any announcements?
Yes. Just kidding.
Potentially, eventually, we might be getting a Kal'Jaru poster.
Hopefully soon.
Hopefully
Ooh.
soon to
Should
put
do.
on behind James.
As this wonderful blank space here will soon have something to grace its mighty wall.
Hopefully.
Hopefully.
Fingers crossed, we're hoping for that. Right, and without further ado, why don't we start? We'll start with you, Trick. You are currently handcuffed, hands behind your back,
Right, sure.
and a couple Orhalcom guards leading you down the road.
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
For sure.
Mm-hmm.
Average people walking around, some give you looks, not many.
That's because they used to. It's like, I've seen this one before.
Ah, this one's in trouble
This is
again.
where he escapes.
Did
for
he
the
snatch a
fifth
cookie?
time.
Did he snatch a cookie from the barracks again? You told him not to.
That would be a fun heist.
It'd be like,
That's an idea.
what's her name
I'm
on...
gonna write that down.
Right,
so what do you do?
Alright, so what I'm going to do
breaks into high security and
is I'm
steals
going
food.
to... I'm going to say, oh no, my disguise is wearing off. And then, I'm going to look at the guards, and I'm going to Misty Step. Onto a roof nearby.
So as you say your disguise is wearing off, they kind of just share a look with each other and look down at you like, are you okay? And you vanish in a wave of darkish mist as you appear on the rooftop next to you.
I'm behind them now. And
What the? Where is he?
while they're doing that, I'm going to dash away using my what are the boots called?
Boots of flying? Winged boots?
Winged boots. I'm going to dash
Take
away
to the
using my winged boots
skies.
off into a direction towards our home base.
You're heading back to Bree's home.
And while I'm dashing away, just in case anyone's looking, I'm going to, as my bonus action.
And your bonus action was spent misty stepping.
Yeah, but
This
it's
is
going to be
later on.
past 6 seconds. As my bonus action, I'm going to be changing colors.
Colors?
With my masquerade tattoo, I'm just going to neon, just
Changing colors?
random colors.
You can cast disguise self with that.
I know.
He's having fun with it.
He's like the a chameleon that is exposed to too many colors. It's just like rainbow.
That's not how chameleons work. That is an expression of emotion.
You successfully
not a disguise.
escape the guards. You leave too fast before you can hear anything else, but you are flying through the air. You do hear a couple kids like point you out.
And then I'm just gonna randomly, before I get to our home destination, I'm gonna go invisible. So that'll take both of my level 1 spell slots, or level 2 spell slots.
Yep.
So nobody knows.
And you're invisible as you enter the breeze home. Congratulations, that was a fairly good escape.
Now,
It
No
only
one saw
took
it
you 5
coming.
minutes. Well done. Do we hear a commotion behind us?
They haven't got there yet.
No.
Oh no, we're walking away as you're being drug off the other way.
You do
And
hear
while-
the guards starting to give a small commotion as you see your friend vanish. He is out of there.
I just keep walking.
He's like, well, I guess we don't need to do a rescue.
I wasn't planning on it anyway.
Okay.
I figured you would show up eventually.
Now I gotta pick my locks. They didn't take any of my stuff.
No, not yet. They didn't think you'd escape that bad.
Yeah.
So you're back at Breeze Home. You're working on getting
It's
yourself
like literally
untied from behind.
handcuff, walk off, boom, gone.
Both of you, as we described before, Trick vanishes. He's gone. He's completely gone. Doesn't take more than a couple minutes before alarm is raised. Quiet alarm. Guards are looking around as Callius is just.
I would assume that's disadvantage, right?
Yeah.
21 on disadvantage.
Sweet mother's.
That was a pretty bad roll.
You picked your locks.
That was a really bad
You're
roll.
gone.
It was a terrible roll for me.
What are they? Child handcuffs?
You two.
They
Probably
They've
just
got
slip
the
his wrist
little,
right down.
They've got the little
We don't
release
make
on
them,
the side.
We don't make them small enough for these people.
You know a couple of tricks that some friends of you were taught, and you managed to click into the lock. Handcuffs are broken now, but you broke them up. You're out. You're free. All right, you two, over here.
Is this Callius?
Yes, this is Sergeant Callius.
I don't know why I have my spells open. I have no spell slots.
You have cantrips.
I have 1 second level spell.
Your companion just escaped.
No, we didn't. That's what you think.
Anywhere? Do you know where he would go?
No idea.
Honestly, he knows the city better than any of us. We've only been here for a little while. He was showing us around. Shady little fella, if you know what I mean.
Honestly, he knows the city
Aaron,
probably
get
better
over
than
here.
you do.
All right. I'm going to need you all to tell Colonel Aaron, everything you know about your companion, abilities, equipment, anything you know about him. Aaron, go ahead, take the report. Yes, sir.
What
All right, go ahead, start rattling it off for me.
Well, he...
Don't say it.
He's really short.
I think we got that.
Yep.
He has, armor that, allows him to be tall.
He was acting quirky.
Interesting. Artificer, I take it?
Yes, he is an artificer. So, he has similar artificer role abilities. Likes to tinker on random projects.
Gets drunk fairly often. Just disappears, comes back.
Randomly.
So you'd say he'd frequent pubs?
No idea where he would go.
I do know that he frequents his friend's place. He's one of the people that got bystanders that got stabbed. But other than that, I'm not sure
Yes, well,
what other places he visits.
on that.
Honestly,
Don't know much about him.
yes.
Alright, what about... Alright, I'll take care of that. Anything else you can do? Equipment, weaponry?
I actually haven't seen him really use hardly any weapons. Besides the crossbow today.
It's about all I've seen as well.
Any spellcasting ability?
Just the average artificer, I guess.
Anything else you need to be aware of when dealing with your companion?
Very slippery.
Your parents gets frantic, but
No, as you can, see, he did escape.
Alright. We might have to consult the both of you again if we ever have to consult you again to try to hunt him down. You might be moved over to a team to find him.
Okay.
good luck. Just kidding.
We won't be in town much longer. We were
We're
hoping to
leaving
leave
tomorrow.
soon. But
Where are you going?
out of country. We came to visit the fair, and since it's over, our ship that we were planning on departing on was delayed.
Right. Thank you for your cooperation and the information. We'll go over this. The names were
Mr. Pipe.
Right.
and Redback. Right. Could you both of you sign here?
Sign it.
Quickly
Fake
look over it.
signature.
Am I like signing my soul away?
No, it's just a brief passage saying that you told the truth, that this is, you
Oh.
indeed testified for this.
Yes, I definitely told everything I know about him. Because now that I think about it, I literally only know you semi-well. And sure, point.
He's done what he does best. Be elusive.
Yes.
He is
Quiet,
the
small, elusive
most
shadow.
elusive artificer.
You sure you don't have any levels in Rogue there?
None.
Not
Zero.
yet.
Right.
It's
So,
possibly in the
see
plan.
if
but not.
anything else happens today.
He just rolled a 100 on the Decatur. Means the Rune Knight shows up.
Yeah, you all died.
Your shift ends relatively uneventful now. This has been the most excitement you've had in the past couple of days.
I see. That's rather unfortunate.
Well, let us go and visit Detective Lockshire.
Oh yes, I forgot we were supposed to visit him at 7, I believe.
It's roughly 6:30 now.
We'll head in that direction then. We'll leave.
Hands are free. What are you doing with yourself?
Hopefully something smart.
Celebrating.
Celebrating with
He's getting drunk.
with a few drinks and maybe a nap.
I'm going to put a disguise on, makeup and such, and go back out. Or maybe I'll take a short rest and get rid of these 9 points of.
Right.
That's a good
Write
idea.
that down.
That's a
It's a
very
good
good idea.
You're going to take a
Yeah,
short
I'll
rest.
take a
It'll
short
be
rest.
an hour.
And that gets rid of the 9 points of damage.
Yeah, you roll for it, but you should have. You roll. So you have, for every level of artificer you have 1d8.
To roll for short rests to heal.
That's a D10.
1d8 for every level.
Yes.
Yeah,
and
plus
you
your
don't-
Constitution modifier.
Yeah.
So you
So
can
just
decide
roll
how
one.
much you want to use for it.
I guess 2.
Yeah, I roll 2. And you-
Oh, you only needed the 1.
Yeah, you were very well healed.
With your bit of magic in artificing and self-taught first aid, you managed to patch yourself up and you're doing very well.
Okay, and I'm also in that time frame. I am working on the cloak.
Cloak of the Magic. Alright, I'll make it up. Okay. We're visiting Detective Lockshire. Right. So you guys make your way through the busy streets to the Adventurers Guild.
I was hoping that Trick wouldn't get caught, because now we have no idea where our lead is. Dang him.
Very true.
Well, curse him, curse him, curse him,
Always
curse him.
come back to the inn.
They
I
have
have
an
no idea
appointment.
where he is.
Well, I guess we'll just go off of whatever Lockshire has come up with.
Yes. Not good.
No.
You guys enter the building, meet with the receptionist. You have an appointment today, so she just takes you straight to him.
Brilliant.
Lockshire, your 710's here. Thank you. Ah, yes, you three. Come on. Aren't there 4 of you before? Oh, well, doesn't
Was
matter.
there?
I don't remember who we all brought. I believe that.
Point, you, him, and me.
Yes.
Oh yeah, you were with him.
Yeah. Our friend is
Got it.
indisposed at the moment.
He ushers you into the room, and his point is immediately goes towards all the bookshelves with the knickknacks and is picking them up, overlooking them, and maybe considering crushing one. We're not quite sure with him. Right. So first off, how was your day?
Eventful for very little.
Yes.
Had a gang fight that we broke up, but otherwise it was quite boring.
Ooh.
Broke up a gang fight, killed some people, you know, big success.
I'm sure
I
it was
really didn't pay
somewhat
much
exciting.
attention to that.
Right. So, first off, all of you,
Yes.
can you keep a secret?
Yes.
Good. We are escaping work today. Follow me!
Did you tell Sarah?
Yes, I see. I left a note on my desk.
Hopefully she's a detective as well. Let us go.
Come on. Why don't we go out to eat? You haven't eaten yet, have you?
No.
I find a good thing is always best is done over lunch, or in this case, dinner.
Lead on then.
Right. Oh crap! I didn't have anything pulled up. Thank you. He starts taking you to the city, up to a small-looking restaurant area. Called the Artificer's Rest. Small place. Seems to be doing fairly well for itself, not a big business.
The Artificer's Rest.
Could use some artificer rest.
Well, you have 10 points of damage.
Huh? No, those are temporary hit points. They're actually gone now.
Some music playing. The people who are here seem to be very communal with each other. They know each other well. They visit often.
This is a, inn?
Pub.
Pub.
Yes. Serafina! My regular table, please! Oh, and order extras for 3 more... Do you eat?
No.
3 guests!
She hasn't oiled herself in a while.
And come over here. He takes you to a side corner of the room where there's a kind of like a boothish area where you all sit. Nice round table, a lot of space. Here are your drinks, Mr. Lockshire. Ah, yes. Thank you, Serafina. Now, if I remember correctly, you all were interested in getting into the night market, correct?
Yeah.
Could we ask him about that?
We
Yes,
did, but we've already done it.
That is correct.
Yes, we are interested in finding wyvern poison, and we figured that potentially it could be at the night market. Unless you know any other places that it could potentially be.
Almost any other small underground business works through the night market. More of a large conglomerate than actually a real business.
Interesting.
There are some side spots, people who do their own freelance-ish work. Night market's the best place to go.
And you know where it is.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I keep myself well informed.
You are quite the detective.
Well, you see, you just make a few friends along the way.
I see.
Now,
Does he have a red ruby on him?
not from what you can tell, he doesn't seem to be the
3 of
person
them.
who wears jewelry. He does have a single gold ring on his left ring finger, so maybe married.
Okay. Not too worried about that.
It's Seraphine.
Now, is there anything else you all want to look for? My leave for the night market won't be available for a few more hours, so we can discuss other things. You were
Yes.
interested in that one person, that one young gang member they caught the other day, right?
Yes, we talked to him, and he gave us the name Filcher. Some supposed leader, probably.
Oh, Filcher, no. No, common bus boy, delivery boy, working for the nightmares.
Nightmares. Is that
I
a
think I got that name wrong, didn't I?
gang?
One moment. I have it right here. It's like I always get the two gangs mixed up. The Night Shadow Gang. Not the most original of names.
No, not really.
All the guard knows about them. They're troublemakers, but so far they've managed to keep themselves out of serious legal trouble. Or at least have stayed away from the point where we can catch them. I've been running my own little investigations here and there to pass the time away. So what did you want with Filcher?
That was the lead I had with the person that we talked to. Alwyn, that was his name, yes.
Yes. So who are you searching for?
Have you, Nope, that is not where I need to go.
Have you heard or seen the reports on the Rune Knight that attacked the ball?
Big fellow, dark armor, seemingly nigh unstoppable killing machine? Yes, we've all.
That's kind of who we were looking for. I'm sure there's a lot of people looking for him, but
Oh yes, the most exciting character that show up around here since 30 years ago.
yes.
Exciting is not quite the word I would look for. It's
Of course,
more
it's very-
devastating.
Of course, very unfortunate, but it's always exciting to have an actual challenge once in a while.
Agreed.
Oh,
So are there any leads on that group?
nothing direct. Though from what I've been able to glean, they are definitely outside the country.
Outside the country?
Definitely moved in from outside the country. Been here for a long time, really. I would guess anywhere within the last span of 15 years. Easiest way to trickle in people without raising any form of suspicion. On top of that, they seem to have one of the gangs in their pockets, though I'm not sure which one quite yet.
Did we ever hear the names of the gangs from that were fighting?
No, you didn't. You didn't stick around long enough.
Trick probably would have known.
Probably.
Not here. Darn him.
Just appear. What are you talking about?
Any, have you heard about the rubies that group is carrying around?
Yes, another interesting tactic used by this group. A series of gems used to possess people. Great for when your agents die and you have to get out of there, so on and so forth. Very ingenious. I'd love to get my hands on it.
I would advise against it. It is,
Do you want to be possessed?
kind of strong magic. It would be, I fear the only way to find them is to get your hands on it. That is the problem.
Be the most interesting thing that's happened to you your whole life.
Not interesting for everyone around you.
Yes. Oh, thank you, Serafina. Go on. Go ahead. Dig in. This young human woman with blonde hair. She's popping plates in front of you. Slight smile on her face. Pretty good meal in front of you. Some mashed potatoes on the side with a nice beef roast, cooked medium rare. Gravy on the side if you'd like it, and a small bit of honey with bread.
I will dig in.
Nice.
As will I.
Nothing to get the brain moving like good food.
I find that it
Distracts.
helps the brain slow down.
Now, more personal question. What are you all going to do when you find this Rune Knight?
I was planning on fighting him, but
An unstoppable power is difficult to stop.
yes, but it's more the excitement of the challenge.
Shut it with my face.
Haven't had very many good fights recently.
Short enough to just trip over me. Fine. He stopped.
I more want to help the people. I've seen far too much death in the last couple days, and I just wanted an artificer.
I'm sorry.
Very truly,
lapsed.
very sad. Well, I'm convinced. Allow me to assist you.
Well,
Has my short rest lapsed?
In a few minutes. This is all taking place at the same time. It's only been roughly 40 minutes since they left.
Gotcha.
do you have any suggestions where to start looking? I have the feeling we won't find him before we have to depart, which is sad, but kind of the truth of the matter.
Well, he grabs a door and starts to slide it mostly closed, so your guys' view of the rest of the room is kind of obstructed. Alright, that should help with that. Right. This room that you're looking for is very well equipped.
Yes.
Get some paper out, you might want to take some notes.
That is James talking, not.
No, that's Lockshire talking.
Yeah, don't carry paper on me.
My mechanical pencil's malfunctioning.
Here's one right here.
Oh, I got leather pencils. Here we go.
Leather pencils.
Leather pencils, yes, we have leather pencils made with iron.
Made with iron.
Right. Now, what I'm telling you all, what I'm about to tell you all is a mostly state secret. So I'm trusting you all to keep it to yourselves. I don't know, I've got a funny feeling about you all.
I usually have
Not
funny
you.
feelings about us too.
But your companions are alright.
Oh.
Point picks up the roast and starts to crush it. Not as satisfying enough for her, so she moves on to the bread.
Crunchy bread.
Ugh,
No
squishing a roast, that, no. Especially
Good
medium,
steak destroyed.
medium rare, like, that's just a lot of
Juices.
That was
juices.
perfectly good.
Right. So, from what I've been able to do, tell from the multiple reports I've gotten and from my own sources, this Rune Knight is a very capable martial fighter, typically with a one-handed sword style. The great sword of his is either extremely light, or the armor increases his strength to some extent. He also seems to be able to cast spells, though I have a hunch that might be from his armor, though I haven't been able to qualify this theory. Now, the biggest detail is his armor seems to be made from a orichalcum Ethereum alloy.
Oh gosh.
How so?
Ethereum. What is Ethereum?
So we all know orichalcum, yes?
Yes.
Well, that's
Sometimes in an orichalcum ore deposit, you'll find the ore that turned out to be a geode. Inside is a small to large amount of crystal.
Yes.
This crystal we found when people experimented with it, was very absorbent of magical energy and spells.
that would explain a lot about his armor.
It seems it absorbs the elements incredibly quickly, as well as magic, which most of our scientists have deemed ether. So, Ethereum.
Interesting.
Yes. So relatively highly defensible against spells, magical energy, and if built right and if worked with correctly, he can even be used as a refilling magical battery of sorts.
So really, he gets stronger the more spells we hit him with.
More like he can cast more spells the more spells he hits at you.
So you gotta hit him with not spells.
Not spells is one way to start. I have a friend who's working with some Ethereum, and I have been running some tests I haven't got back yet, so I don't have all the details on the mineral.
So in theory, if you weren't targeting him as a whole, and you were targeting his, let's say, mind, would that work?
Yes. Should.
Well,
The
then,
Ethereum plate wouldn't block mental magic.
I'm good.
I could just shoot him.
You good? You are good at it.
Oh, I'm also working on that.
As to how you would combat him, I would suggest numbers. A lot of it, preferably if you can fight him alone. He seems to be a key player in this group, though I'm not quite sure he's the leading mastermind behind it all.
Wonder who would be the leader. I guess he probably wouldn't show his face.
Now, as far as I can tell about the organization and the group he works with, they are very professional and incredibly slippery.
Yes.
And seem to have a vendetta against the government.
Yes, though for reasons most of the sovereigns won't get at, and my investigations have brought up little to nothing of. Now, in terms of the agents that were captured or killed, most of them, after further investigation, matched missing person files over the past 5 years.
That answers your question, Mr. Pye.
Yes, it does. Missing people.
All except for 3, all of which died during capture, though Speak with Dead had no effect with them as the priests of the Kal'Jaru had given it. That's the wrong word. Wrong campaign, as the priests of innovation have been unable to use. So, those are most of my nitty-gritty details.
It's a lot more than we have.
Yes. Any ideas on where they might be found?
Well, if we correlate to this, they can be anything. They can be anywhere from hiding in a little nook somewhere to all across the city as normal townsfolk.
I would
That's what
guess
I'm afraid
all
of.
across the city is normal townsfolk.
And according to one of my spell agents, the spell that they use doesn't require touch. Anything they can see within 30 feet anyone they can see within 30 feet is susceptible to possession. And so, narrowing down the group of people that they could have possessed in that point of time frame, even after death, is fairly hard to quantify downwards.
Within 30 feet. That explains a lot.
Indeed.
Do you have something?
Yes, I tried to pick one of the gemstones up with a magical hand from 30 feet away. And it still tried to possess me. That explains it.
Good. Now, any leads you all have?
We have semi-lead. Our
Okay.
other compatriot followed somebody with one of those gemstones.
Do you know if he was successful?
As far as I know, he followed the person to a warehouse where they deposited everything and then followed them to their home. Somewhere in, I think it was either Stone or Wind District.
I believe the
Wind District,
was the home.
edging towards Stone District.
But, sadly, he is not with us right now, so we have no idea where.
Your short rest is up.
Awesome. So I have
Very interesting. Mr. Lockshire, is there anything else you require? Yeah. Do all of you feel free for dessert?
Sure.
I think I'm good.
All the times to not have names ready.
That's why I always had my app open, so I could name generate things immediately.
Bad name, bad
Alright,
name, bad name.
Seraphina, have Errol make us surprise us for dessert. All right.
laxatives.
Oh,
That was a
sorry.
surprise.
I'd be very surprised later.
Right.
Depends on how fast they act.
Now, for my first few days of work with you all, I will work free of charge. Anything beyond that will cost you about, let's say, 5 gold a day.
I'm afraid we have less than a few days, so we'll see what we come to.
Well then.
So he's gonna pay you guys 5 gold a day?
No,
We would pay him.
Glad I'm not there because I don't have
Any money that I will.
I do.
it.
You have the most money.
I don't have any money I will share.
Now, let's see. Time right now is roughly 8 o'clock. Well, a couple more hours. Why don't you meet me? He describes a place near Stone District. I don't have the mind to come up with a address right now.
Okay, neither do I.
Meet there in about 2 hours' time.
2 hours.
Okay.
And of course, finish your cakes when they get here. Ah, thank you, Seraphina. Ah, Yes, one of my favorites. Chocolate devil cake.
Interesting. 2 hours.
Shall partake of the cake.
Partake of the cake. Right, you finish eating. He pays for the bill and he heads off on his way. Where do you guys go?
To the market.
Right, what are you looking for?
Magic items shop. More spells.
Okay.
Scrolls specifically. Just seeing if it's
following him.
Right.
Just hoping that the
So
Rune
the
Knight
Cloak of
doesn't show
Mandarin
up
only
right
took
now.
a short rest too.
No, that takes a long rest.
Does it?
Full long rest.
Full long rest.
That's how the infusions work.
Yeah.
I was gonna look up something. What was it?
Awesomeness.
It did have something to do with you.
Do any spell slots get revived on a
Nope.
short rest?
Only if you're a warlock.
Or a wizard.
Or a wizard. You can have one.
Yeah, I can regain one level of spell.
I wish I could. I literally have 1 second level spell, so
I have no second level spells, but I have all my first levels still.
I have 5 shield spells, 4 first level spell slots, and 3 second level spell slots. Get ready.
Right. The sun's starting to set now as you go out into the town. Not as busy as before. People are still walking around, though mostly on business matters or couriers. The open market's mostly closed up, though there are shops you can go ahead and try to visit.
Sweet. Are there any that are blatantly advertising spell scrolls?
Yeah, one. You can go ahead and go in there.
Sweet. I shall enter there then.
Oh, hello. Welcome to Conjurer's Scrolls. All the scrolls you could wish for. What can we do you for?
Well, that is an excellent question.
Do you have any
I'll have
scrolls
to
I can scroll through?
Look through this list here.
Would you prefer for us to show you some of our selections?
Yes, that would be wonderful.
Yes, about... What's your price range?
Not high.
Right.
More on the cheaper side of things. Not cantrips.
Of course.
We'll see what I can afford, if anything.
what's that? A ritual spell?
What is?
Skywrite.
Yeah.
Right, let me just filter
Oh
these
my
out
gosh,
real
it
quick.
is.
Right, so maybe we can work you with some of these. We have a ton of conjure method spells. Let's see here. Create or destroy water. Detect evil and good. Detect magic. We have a good few of these in stock. They're quite popular.
Detect evil and good. I should try that on tricks. Which ways?
The funny thing about that is it detects elementals.
Fairy fire. Very interesting spell for entertaining children or creating an interesting light. Find familiar if you're interested in that kind of thing. We have a very few of those. Fog cloud for stage acting.
My fog cloud.
Healing
takes a second
word
level
for when
spell.
you manage to hurt yourself on the job.
Can you learn that as a wizard?
No.
Let's see here. Long strider, mage armor. Well, this must be one of those test scrolls. Don't have a name for it. I think we could put that with those ones.
What does it do?
Give me a moment. Increases a creature's gravitational pull. But you're wondering it's the spell Magnify Gravity.
Yes.
Other than that, we have protection from evil and good. sleep, speak with animals, know when your pets are being particularly rowdy and you want to know why.
I see.
And and absorb elements. Would you like to hear more of the selection?
Do you have very much from the school of evocation specifically? It's my specialty.
Ah, you're a student.
I dabbled in it. Never went to a school of wizardry, but it is on my list of things to do.
Right.
Long
What
life.
specifically were you looking for? Something for research, perhaps, or adventure?
Yes.
Ah, then I'm sorry for wasting your time with all that other rabble.
No worries. I do have a tendency to gravitate towards
Let's
useful
see here.
life spells.
We have a few smite spells if you prefer to smack things. We have some ranged spells here, like Chromatic Orb,
It's a bit expensive.
Frost Fingers, Guiding Bolt. Here we have an interesting one we don't get often, Hellish Rebuke.
How much for a frost fingers?
Frost Fingers, one of those, 1 second please. That will cost you about up to 45.
Deal.
Right. He puts his hand out for the gold.
I will hand him over the 45 gold.
After a moment of counting it all seems here. Here you go.
I'll
Frost Fingers.
take the scroll and put that away.
But you have to pay to
Yes.
transcribe it. But it's half the amount.
Yes, it'll still cost me 25 gold to do so.
Yes, now anything else we can do for you? Maybe you'd like to open a membership?
No, I don't plan on staying in town long.
A membership.
Really,
what
what
are
a shame.
those?
How much does the conjure method cost, though?
Conjure method? Oh, we have a ton of these. Almost everyone knows how to do it. I could sell it to you for 10.
Oh, very cheap indeed. Sure. I'll hand him 10 more
Here you
gold.
go.
There we go. I can't learn either of these for quite some time, but I'll keep them handy.
What was that other spell to program the stuff in the binding?
1 second, let me check my book.
It was conjure method and
Is it just elemental binding?
No. Oh, wait, so
Bind
there's conjure
method.
bind method, and inscribe. It's the
Full.
coding one.
Well, he's offering you one of those 2 scrolls of your choice for a discounted price of 5 gold in combination with the method.
I'll take the inscribe. Might as well. This guy's really trying to get all my gold.
Right, thank you so much, sir.
Okay, so I got frost finger. Just gotta write this down.
Right, thank you, sir. Come again. Ah, nice.
Did you find everything you were looking for?
Yes.
Right, so what are you doing?
Once
this
I get
time?
some more gold, I'll be able to learn how to make method. Oh,
I'm
work on
going
method,
to change
learning
my
how to make
color.
method bindings of my own.
You're still at Breeze Home right now, right?
Yes.
Okay.
I'm going to be a white gnome.
You're an albino gnome.
I'm an albino gnome.
That's a lot of makeup.
Oh yes.
No,
like
it's
the
not even
Kyoshin
makeup.
warriors.
It's
No, your
a
tattoo.
masquerade tattoo.
That doesn't necessarily change your whole body, just the tattoo's color.
The tattoo
It can
covers
cover your whole
body.
body.
It can,
It can-
yes.
it can
but
be
it looks
as-
like a tattoo.
It does look like a tattoo.
It looks like it, but if your whole body's all the same color, I mean,
Yeah, so what do you guys do now?
We head that way, I guess.
head which way?
To where we were supposed to meet him.
Do you want to just sit out here? You want to try to find your
I'm
friends?
gonna find them.
Okay, so where do you think you're going to search first? Big city, you have no idea where they are. Right, while you're thinking on that,
As I guess as we're waiting,
Mhm.
where'd it go?
you guys make your way.
Oh, there it is. I'll cast Detect Poison and Disease as a ritual. So that as we are walking, I've got a 30-foot radius for 10 minutes. Detecting any poison and disease. It's late, I don't want to be snuck up on.
It's about halfway through your walk there. You cast your spell. Everything seems pretty clear around you. You do get some like minor tings from poisonous chemicals in some shops here and there.
Okay.
One restaurant has got a lot of poison. Don't eat there.
Your spell is just about ending when you get to where you're supposed to meet Lockshire, and you do sense some poison.
On him?
Yeah, on him. It seems to be a poison that's meant to knock people out. Injury type poison. Drop poison.
Ah. Oh yeah.
I'm gonna.
Forgot that's what it does. I hate drought poison. If you fail your save, you're unconscious.
Just easy as that.
Right.
It's really
Is-
annoying.
Are you really going out dressed like that?
Not very many other options for us.
I could go naked.
I could.
Alright, hold still just a second.
Bag of holding.
Ha! 3 cloaks, all of you. Take them.
Thank you.
Throw it around my shoulder and
I will take my suit coat off, take my vest off, stick it in my bag of folding, take my hat off. Don't enjoy it too much. Stick that in the bag of folding.
if you don't mind, I'll take off the sailor's coat and
Not at all.
hand it over.
Right, give yourself a few moments to prepare as I'm waiting for you. Or you,
I feel so.
you got here.
naked.
You got here a little earlier than I expected. I need to finish up over here 1 second.
Adjust ponytail into a man bun.
Oh, I forgot you had long hair. Look in a window, rub some grease on my head.
Oh, okay. Rub some grease on your flammable hand.
Just waiting for it to start a grease fire. Right.
Waste frost finger
Well.
immediately to put up fire.
Well, let's get going. He seems to have almost become like a completely different person. He looks older, wrinklier. His clothes completely have changed, and he's wearing a wig that looks very much like long, mildly unkept grayish hair.
We looked amazing.
Right. Sadly, can't hide the eye, so I'm gonna pull the
Put up
hood
as far as you can.
as far up as I can.
Does a very good job obscuring your face.
I will test the fabric. Is it decent fabric? Is it gonna melt on my head if I pull the hood up?
It seems to be holding up to your heat fairly well. As you turn to look at Point, she is kind of stretching the hem a bit, and she rips it a bit. Just drops it, puts up the hood.
Don't trust it. Nope. I'm just gonna leave the hood down.
Right.
My face is already creepy enough.
Mm.
With glowing red veins on my face.
You enter the night market.
Again.
Again, in 2 days. Congratulations, you all.
That's where I'm going.
Wow. We told Marshall we wouldn't come here. Here we are.
I'm gonna head towards the
Yes,
night
but Marshall is very corralling.
I'm gonna head towards where the night market was the previous night.
Right. Okay, you're making your way there. I'm gonna go back to you two. Business is a bit less than last time. You're in a much smaller area. It's like a much tighter street line kind of holding the entire market. Right, now follow me. We have a couple stops to make.
Will do.
I'll follow closely.
He walks with kind of like a hobble in his step as every time he knocks into someone, it's like, "Oi! Watch it!" Seems to have gotten really deep into his character. He's almost enjoying it.
He's really starting to creep me out, is what he's doing.
Apparently you haven't read Sherlock Holmes recently.
No, not at all.
Apparently James has.
Oi! Avon! Over here! I'm an old friend. He goes up to a very tall, imposing-looking half-orc.
What are the wares? I guess.
Well, he's just
probably
kind of
not on
standing
display.
on the.
Oh.
He's just kind of standing on the street. Shirtless, couple of leather belts crisscross across his chest, holding a big axe on his back. Ah, Salazar, how are you?
Ah, you know I don't do well with touching. Now, Avon, we need to talk with you. I need to talk with you privately with some possible investors.
You good for it?
Most of them. That one's muscle.
Who's he pointing?
He pulled one point.
Oh.
I have my cloak on.
Don't know. I've already pulled a few strings for you recently.
Oh, come on, Avon. It's not too bad.
He tosses a coin up to him as he just catches it. Follow me.
I was just about to do that. But, okay.
We'll follow gladly. Keeping my head down. Seems how last time I was here, we just kind of waltzed in and looked obvious.
I'm not orange this time. Well,
Okay.
my pants are.
He takes you down to a side bit where he knocks a bit on a door, opens, whispers over to it, and he starts to lead you all inside. Trick. After about 20 minutes of going around, you make your way back to where the old night market was, completely abandoned.
Okay.
Like, you can see some scraps in some places where old market stalls are left, but everything's empty. No one's there. It's dark.
Okay. Well, I'm gonna head with my cloak on. I'm going to head towards where I saw that lady drop her stuff.
Okay.
Smart.
He'll at least get something done.
Right.
And I'm not wearing my armor right
No, you're not.
No.
Okay. Over here, old friend.
now. But my armor's
Boss! Got a
Your
boss,
DC
got a couple
is
interested
10
clients.
plus your dexterity.
14.
14. It dropped 2 points. No, because I still have a shield.
If that depends on if you put your shield out though.
True.
The chair in front of you turns around. Inside is a fairly short halfling. He has some pretty graying hair.
Does it look familiar?
No, he does not.
Not a redheaded gnome.
Oh, that's who it was. It was a redheaded gnome. I was like, man, I got yelled at by a short person. Who was it?
I take it you're interested in my business?
We're interested. My clients are interested in a lot, you see. They prefer to keep themselves mostly anonymous, so I'll be doing the speaking for them.
Subtle message to y'all.
Shut up.
I just nod. Meaning the cloak goes down,
So,
and back up, still
What
covering
kind of
my
service
face.
are you thinking? I was thinking, well, one moment.
he goes over, puts his head near you like he's trying to listen to you whisper to him.
Interested on a hit.
Who are you planning for?
secretary of one of the sovereigns.
So, Sovereign Hall hit?
Precisely.
That'll be a bit difficult to pull. Cost you roughly up to 100, 150. That's the best I can guarantee for any good team.
Right, who would you suspect would be the best to pull for this?
Hit on the sovereign secretary.
Right. I take it you have the coin?
They're kind of testing the waters here, trying to see if your business is really worth it for them.
Well, if you'll excuse me for a second, gentlemen.
Don't worry, this is a good sign. Very good sign.
Halfling enters back in, sits back down.
Just had a talk with some of my men.
We believe our Serpent's Hand group to be your best bet.
Ah, Serpent's Hand. I heard they had done some good work.
That would run us up to about how much?
500 a head.
What do you think? Do you guys give them any kind of response, any kind of physical response?
An indecisive shrug, I guess.
I'll follow his lead and just...
You see, my clients here are a bit more concerned with recent ups in security, and if your team's actually up for it, they feel that the price is a bit disproportionate to the guaranteed performance of service.
I can guarantee you.
I can guarantee you that the Serpent's Hand is one of the best groups I've had contact with. Now, there's no doubting that. We're not doubting that. We're just doubting if in recent events, with recent attacks and up insecurities and technologies, if they're actually up for the challenge.
I can guarantee you. I can guarantee you 2 heads, 450. Okay, 450, or you'll have all your money back plus a free hit.
Well, what do you all say to that? Very interested. Now, we'll have to do some more research for the targets. We'll get it all prepped and ready for you. We can get back to you in, say, a week? 4 days. Well, you see, 4 days. Well, okay, it's 4 days?
I'll nod.
Right. Pleasure doing business with you, boss. Come on now, this way, this way. Thank you, thank you. Come on now.
Follow silently. Well, that's possible.
Right. Not as effective as I would have hoped, but got something out of that. Next stop, over here, come on.
Right, so what are you doing? You're going to check out that other spot, right? Trent?
Yeah.
Right, so you go to check off the drop-off point. You enter the warehouse. It's very quiet. Eerily so. You look around and you check that one box. I'm assuming you're checking the box.
Sure. But very carefully. Like, stealth and all, you know.
Stealthily quiet. Roll stealth.
Roll stealth. 12 plus what? 22.
You're very
Passive
quiet.
stealth
Your
skill.
expert dexterous fingers pry open the lid as little as you possibly can. You start rummaging around. You're not finding anything. A bit more digging and you still feel nothing. Just old cloths, some bits of rotting food. Nothing really. The armor and equipment that was there before is gone.
I was worried about that.
Okay. So what else do you want to do?
You can check out the person's house.
You know, I'm gonna head towards that lady's house.
Okay. We'll start heading that way.
Natural 20 for stealth on
That was a
Silent
solid
as a
roll.
mouse and fast as a shadow. You are unseeable despite
That would be
being practically
32.
white.
So that would even deceive a dragon's passive perception.
Impressive.
Barely. It would barely.
Right.
Depends on the dragon.
Ugh.
Yes. No, I'm curious.
Because some of them have very poor wisdom.
Oh yeah.
I believe blue might be highest.
Right. He pulls you into. Orkshire
Very
pulls you
wrong,
guys
man.
into a side passage and sits you all down for a second.
Right. The next place to look, I'm going to need a description of somebody. Do you know somebody that, did you get a description of the person that your friend followed?
He did show a picture. Sounded like a young woman that worked out in the fields. So, fairly small, probably strong, tan, probably.
I don't remember the hair color. What was the hair color on the picture? Probably.
You can just give him.
Yeah,
Yeah,
give him
so
that.
give him
Give him
the
the same
description.
description that Trick gave us.
Because you guys like pulling out details, point chirps in and like fills in the details for you.
Too bad. Trim isn't here.
Oh, she would have loved this.
She'd be like, here's the details. I sketched it out from memory.
Here you go, everything's sketched out from memory. I also have the address where they live in, the exact spot of their mole, and the balding spot on the top of their head in the shape of a chicken.
For a woman? Poor lady.
So far, the only highest passive perception is 27.
Right. Right. Over here. Hi, we're here on a business venture.
Oh my gosh.
Totally forgot.
Business
have-
venture.
Dampening field, so all of my
Dark
stealth
adventure.
Or with advantage.
is with advantage.
That's only when you're wearing armor.
Yes.
Yes, well, the clouds are quite lovely today.
Opens the door.
Come on. Keep your stiff lip up, come on. Keep your legs moving. Right.
Who are you looking for?
We want to look into this one girl in the fields who thinks she might have squealed on one of our operations. You know, bad for business and all.
Description?
Well, you see, youngish woman living in the... working out in the fields.
Starts to describe her going along. Slightly, well, adding in a few other details here that won't really affect the case. How fast do you want it done?
Within the next day or so, right?
Yes.
Right now.
Quiet, I assume.
Very quiet. As quiet as a mouse in a churchyard.
Right, that'll run you 150.
Right, that sound good, are you?
He's gonna
You
charge
have
you guys
150?
for that.
I've got 9.
Well,
I'll shake my head no. Because I don't have it.
my friend here thinks the price is a bit... one bit... What was that?
Too high.
Oh, it's actually pretty low. I'll take it for you.
Then I'll nod.
There you go. They're sold on it. Here's 150 you wanted. Next day. Be back here same time, right?
Right. We'll have information on the girl for you.
Thank Thank you ever so much.
I'll have her in a.
Oh, wait. Come here. There. It's my old legs and all.
Yeah.
Russell, could you pass me the water?
Yes.
That
His
place
voice is
gotta
getting,
be killing you.
Killing him.
I'll be a little worse tomorrow, but it's worth it. Here you go. Right, so you are checking out her house.
I am. Just not. I've stepped up to the place and I'm
Just kind of observing.
Lights are out. Doesn't seem like anyone's home.
okay. Well,
I'm looking through windows and stuff.
You go up and start looking into a window. Dark. Most of the place looks like it hasn't been touched.
What do you think? Should I sneak in?
I'm not there. You have a pipe and Ravak on your shoulder?
So what do you think, guys?
You're my.
And listens to either of them. Neither of them.
Trick is his little on his shoulder trick and shoulder shadow as they constantly be his angel and devil do him. Like, oh, look how shiny that thing is. You want it, right? You know you want it. It'll be good for you.
Now is a good time for that.
Right.
No.
Right, back. I'm gonna go back to you two for a second.
No.
I'll get to you in a moment.
Just light the place on fire and run away.
Should be over here.
And got it.
And, there he is. Severin! Severin! Severin!
You walk up to this small man, same man you guys dealt with last time, Marshall.
I will now pull up my hood.
Marshall.
No, not Marshall. It's the
Severin. The Dark Gnome Poison Master.
No fun.
Yes, how can I help you?
Yes, I have a couple clients here. They're wondering if you can appraise a poison for them and maybe find some more business for them.
Of course. Come on in.
I see your new place is a bit more accommodating for a higher stature. You,
He points to point.
you can wait out here. I think we'll be fine. Yeah.
Right, so the poison you want to have looked at.
Yeah, here we go. Found a vial of this stuff at one of our drop-off points. Think someone's been snitching around.
Give me a moment. And what else were you looking for?
Well, we were looking for some pretty dangerous, deadly stuff. Not really to use, but more to sell. This stuff's kind of rare to find, you see. We were wondering if you could give us some of your professional advice on how to acquire some. We're looking for some distilled wyvern venom.
Well, I'm afraid I don't know where you can find most of that stuff besides finding a wyvern. Most things are near extinct. Last sightings, if I remember correctly, were north of Sumeris in, 100, 200 years ago?
Oh my gosh.
Well, surely you know someplace someone might have, I don't know, caught a couple. I mean, that venom of theirs is pretty powerful stuff. I'm afraid I don't. I haven't really gotten outside of the country in the last few hundred years. Here you go. Simple sleep draft. Stab them, they drop. Mainly used for capture, interrogation, or... No, you get the idea.
Wonderful. Now, if you'll excuse me for a moment, I need to talk with my clients. Is there anything else you're looking for? Poisons? Right. Then I'll take some author that you have, if you have any.
Oh, I have a couple in stock.
$50 for this. Last time one of my clients came here, you charged him $450. It's getting harder to find this stuff. Harder to make it too. I hear you. Here you go. You'll find the full payment enclosed. If you'll excuse us. He's dropping a lot of money. Yeah. Any other contacts you can think of for poisons?
Not particularly. Yeah, interesting.
Now, if you'll excuse us, we got more hoovering to do. Yeah. Come on now. The old days are getting over by the minute.
This is why you don't follow Marshall in the night market. He doesn't know anything.
No, he doesn't want you to know anything.
Right. As you're investigating one of the second floor windows, you have your polery system now. I think. No, you have your boots.
I do have the polery system.
He has boots.
He has boots. He can fly. You can start to notice. You start hearing someone coming down the street. As you take cover behind the window and you peek out, it's the girl from before.
Clobber her. Stick her in my bag of holding.
Covered,
Natural 20 to do
covered
that.
in dirt and manure with some straw in her hair. She just goes about inside the house. Starts making something on the in the kitchen to eat. What are you gonna do? You're just gonna sit there and watch her creepily?
Knock on the door. Excuse me, is there a... Oh, yes, you. I don't know.
Yes, watch her creepily, apparently.
Yeah, I'm going to keep observing for just a little bit.
Okay, you want us to keep right next to the house and move to a nearby rooftop or something?
A nearby rooftop.
Okay.
Follow me now, you two. Three. Okay.
While I'm observing, I'm just kind of fiddling with the gauntlet.
It's classic stakeout. You check on her every couple of seconds.
Yes.
Working on your stuff. Okay, you'll be sitting here for a good couple hours, so you can roll 2 rolls for me.
Who, me?
Did you figure out what you want to do with the gauntlet?
I sent you the...
Ah, that's right. I think I have a couple ideas we can start with. Right, just go ahead and roll.
Ooh.
Those are
6 and 2.
Anyways.
Anyway.
Over here.
Back to jail I go.
Oh, tiring. How'd you have it like that?
That's why I don't do it.
Yeah, I'll take the clothes
Wait,
back
what was I rolling for?
to work on them a bit.
Oh, I thought you were like insight, just
Perception.
as a perception.
No, you're
I'll take off the cloak and hand it to him.
Yes, hand it back.
okay.
Grab yours out, hand it to you. Grab my stuff out.
Much
There we
better.
go.
Now, going off the prices we got from the first group of hitmen, I'd say that most of the teams here are fairly competent enough to get inside the Sovereign Hall, though we can't tell how quietly.
Now, what is this about Sovereign's Hall secretary? A Sovereign secretary.
No, just a quick lie I came up with.
So who's actually going to be hit?
No, it's information.
For a price.
From that price, we can deduce how capable they think they are of doing it and how likely they are to do it. Good money and finding anyone to pay for it is, well, it's their business. So if hits on Sovereign Hall they don't feel are outside their reach. Moving on to our next one, we'll have to wait a day or two to get any information on that, though we might have a lead on that person your friend followed.
When are
And
we
finally, on the poisons.
Nothing.
He knew something about it. Don't know exactly how much. He seemed to be telling the truth when he doesn't know how to get his hands on some, but he does know someone who did recently and had recent dealings with them. With that, while he was taking the poisons, once we brought up Horizon Poison, he started to stop for a second and get a little anxious, worried. So we can deduce from that he might actually he does know something, and is either being threatened to keep quiet or is part of the bigger picture himself.
So, hold on. I'm using Tinker's tools for this.
Yeah.
So I have proficiency in Tinker's tools.
Yeah. You rolled decently well, combined with the last natural 20. Okay. So, over the course of the next couple hours, with the low light, you're still able to tinker with it well enough, and you start to slim it down a lot. It's almost completely skin tight for you, and it's working smoothly and simply. You're starting to figure out a kind of rotary system you can have built around the arm as close to you as possible. Right.
Slots.
Now, back to you three. I keep jumping between you two, sorry. Now, so going off what we can from here, all we can really have to do now is wait and see for more information. I'll keep you all posted on any new developments as they come through. You can meet me here, same time as last, for any updates. Deal?
Sure.
Good.
We will try.
Now go ahead, all of you, get some rest.
Will do.
As we were walking back, do you remember when our boat's supposed to be here?
Wasn't it 4 days from then?
It's tomorrow.
Is it really?
Your boat's there to pick you up tomorrow.
Morning or night?
I don't know.
No.
Well, I'm afraid we can't do much more then.
Yes. Hopefully, Trick finds something.
So we're gonna. You guys are going back to Brisson?
Yep.
Right. Fast forward a good 4 hours. Your tinkering is starting to get a bit more and more harder to do with less and less light. It's really dark now.
It's like 11 o'clock.
You guys have dark vision, but that still only helps so much when you have black and white vision.
Yes.
Messes with depth perception. Fun fact, the Adams family's house was like a lot of bright colors.
Oh
But
yeah.
because it was filmed in black and white, they had to use bright colors to get the contrast.
There's like no light from the moons at all. It's last night was a double new moon, so it's really stinking dark. So, around midnight, you do finally get to see some movement. She's out through a window, complete agent get up. She's jumping out to a rooftop, right across from yours, though she doesn't seem to see you, and she's going off somewhere.
Oh my gosh.
Do it.
That's the little dark voice in the back of your head telling you, go on, do it. It'll be wise.
Follow her.
Oh crap, you actually took my advice. Ah yes, lovely. Right, you start to follow her. Roll stealth.
With advantage.
With advantage.
You don't have your armor on.
I just put
Oh, you just put it on.
It's dark after visions.
That's true.
And I've got a cloak on anyway.
Oh, so two.
So 23?
Very good. Right. Roll perception as you're following them.
Oh my gosh. 24.
That was a dang good perception check.
Wow.
She's pulling some pretty good moves to try to lose anybody and being very quiet and stealthy about this. You manage to keep up with her. You almost lose her a couple times, but you keep up with her. She enter a meeting house. She enters a small warehouse that you can see some faint light coming from a broken skylight on the roof.
Not the same one.
Not the same one. Different spot, closer to the wall in Stone District down here. It's this small one. You can go ahead and mark that with an X if you'd like.
This one here.
Yes, the small one. Itty bitty one. Excuse me. Alright, so what do you do? She enters it from the ground floor.
I'm gonna look around. Does there appear to be any form of guards or?
No.
Is there any windows or?
Broken windows, a couple here and there, but they're dark.
Good question. Are there broken windows? Not.
For this campaign, it's windows.
How many floors?
Big warehouse. Seems to be like no floors, but it's big to hold lots of
Small
things.
building, big warehouse.
It's small compared to other neighboring buildings.
So I want to enter from like one of the top floor windows, but
So as you start going up to a top floor window,
sneakily looking for any
traps inside.
traps inside.
Okay, you make it to, you go to a window, and there is a slight loft area you can step onto past the window.
Okay.
You don't see anything, and as you're looking around, you don't feel or see anything that could indicate a trap.
Okay.
Take your first breathless step inside.
An alarm goes off! They got you with the old trap that you used.
Aside from some slightly creaking boards, nothing. Everything seems to be fine.
Do I see her?
Most of the windows have like cloths and such over them to help block out light to keep things in. Not a lot of light emanating, but they seem to be gathered around a table in the center of this big house, this smallish warehouse.
Can I hear
Go
that?
trick, go trick, go trick, go trick.
You're hearing sounds, not exact words.
Is there anywhere I can take cover up close to it?
There's some old boxes with some slightly rotting hay you could try to jump into.
You can float.
I can float to it. I don't have to try and jump.
Go for it.
Depends on how fast you want to get
Or-
into them.
What I can do,
Well, he could dash.
what I
Into
want
it.
to do. Yeah, because when I'm dashing,
Mhm.
I don't make any
What do you
noise.
want
I'm
to do?
in the air. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to go ahead. I'm going to get stealth. I mean, I'm up in the air.
Yep.
But I'm going to stealth over, pull out my invisible rod and platform. I'm going to set up camp above where they're at, just off in the darkest corner, as close to them as I can get.
Okay. You lucky son of a gun. So, you get up to a corner right where you're starting to hear some words. You pull out your invisible rod, you set it up, and you pull out
Immovable.
your immovable rod.
Invisible
Click
rod.
its button, it moves, it sets itself into places. You pull out your barricade from your bag.
Turns invisible.
You click it into place and
You
set
step
it
down.
going in motion. You haven't oiled it in a little while, but the noise is fairly minuscule. Just some slight whirrings, and you've managed to open it slowly enough to keep it quiet.
Okay. I don't have to open it far, I just enough for me to kind of hunch on the platform.
Around the table, much more cloaked figures in similar garb to her. One seems to be a bit bigger than the others, but all of them are similarly cloaked.
Who could it be?
The table is covered with all sorts of papers and things. The biggest item on the table is a large map of the city, with Sovereign Hall circled, and a couple other locations crossed out. Right, from our last scout reports, we haven't been able to find the reactor here, 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 or here.
Looking for our.
Yes, we've saved the city. We're not as bad as we thought. We're awful.
From our recent source, we have found that there were no.
That's a weird language.
My tongue is getting tied. I need a drink.
That's what happens when you talk to yourself for a good solid 30 minutes.
Right?
Nothing but talking to myself. Okay.
I still think the best was Russell having a three-way conversation as kobolds. So he was talking in a really high voice and broken English. It was awesome.
Okay.
Ready to whack him afterwards.
From our recent report, from what information we can gather, there were no Delvura or Nightshades stationed in the city at the time. And none of the government's own information squad was located anywhere near or deployed anywhere near there, mostly towards these locations as marked on the maps. From what we can tell, either it was never there or it vanished into thin air, or more likely a third party has intervened.
I'm just kind of taking notes as we go along.
He's like, ooh, this is good
This is
stuff.
awesome.
This is very good
Fascinating.
stuff.
It's like, I'm awesome!
I love my job!
In bold letters, I
Love.
rock.
I rock gnome.
Ooh.
Okay.
So what is our next move? Well, obviously, our next move. Obviously, the only place we haven't fully checked out for yet is Sovereign Hall. But as we discussed before, we can't go there. Yes, we've hit there already twice. They're better security prepared, and moreover, where would they hide it there? Have we considered the possibility they've moved it out of the city? No, can do. There's no possible way. We've had all of our best men watching the gates. And airship paid off contacts have been keeping a good eye out for us. We got nothing there. It's just long conversation of them trying to figure out where to hit next for this thing.
So they're
They
looking
will
for the thing
never
that I
find
stole.
it.
Yes.
You know what would be hilarious? Is if I had it in my bag holding the whole time they were
Be like,
talking about it.
That would be funny.
Just be like, should I decimate them with...
He just turns on the gun mode.
Oops.
Found it! Boom!
No.
It's not magic.
It is elemental damage.
True.
What about the old lab it was made in? No, we theorized it was there. We could try that spot. We haven't hit it at all recently. Maybe that basement level might be holding something.
Oh crap.
Do we have to massacre all of these people? They're referring to my lab.
No.
Safiel's
lab.
Well, then I don't care.
Oh, I don't care.
Rabbi, better shoot them all now.
Okay.
No, Ravak wouldn't have made it this far.
Also true.
He'd be still sitting outside looking at the building like,
How can I get in there?
Actually, no, he'd have a hummingbird inside. Never mind. The only one sitting outside not knowing what to do would be Mr. Pipe.
Have we heard from Contact 27 yet? Not yet. What are your thoughts, sir?
Do I recognize any of the voices?
None of them really. They're just voices from people. None of them really stand out to you.
Have I seen any faces from the light?
No. They're all doing a great job of keeping themselves hooded. Anonymous, for the most part.
Just randomly cast fireball on. Burn that hood, burn that hood, burn that. They may
I
have
want
3
to
different
hear
birds
everyone's
and be
opinion first.
indescribable.
Well, I think our best chances then, if it's a third-party group, would be to check what possibilities. So we'd check with most mercenaries, night markets, dark works. Is there a possibility that some nightshades got through? We are fairly certain that none of them came around, but yes. Well, let me
Wait,
think.
is this the name you...
No.
Gosh. Okay, never mind.
So the bigger figure starts to speak. Third party. Well then, third party, fairly skilled, unaffiliated with anything else we know of for the most part. Check with the Adventurers Guild. Most competent people seem to be coming from there as of late.
There's a lot of
As for
adventurers
them,
out there going
If
on.
they're adventurers, they probably are going to have to stay somewhere. So I checked all the major inns in Ember District. Popular hotspots, and maybe check a few of the residential mercenary barracks, just to be sure.
He's checked Breeze Home then.
No.
Yeah, Breeze Home's Amber District.
No, that's where he's saying they should check.
It sounded like he said, I've checked.
No. We should be getting some recent resources to help in the search. We'll be able to start a full-scale citywide check in about 17 hours. With that, I think it's about time we pull this meeting to a close. All right. They all start picking up. Okay. And with that, papers are being pulled up, stuff in the files, into coats, the tables folded up and put away. Till next we meet. The Darkwing's glories. Darkwing's glories.
It is the cult.
The cult?
Someone have the
I don't
Darkwing's glories written down?
Huh?
We have any reference to the Darkwing's glories?
No, but someone was telling us that there was a cult that had popped up, and I would have to go back like 4 sessions to try and find it. Like, it's literally one reference that some cult has popped up. That's all that's been said about it.
Right. So, they all seem to pack up and leaving. And so what do you do?
Have they all left?
From what you can tell, yeah.
Huh?
They all left.
They've all left.
The various exits they've left.
Alright, well, I'm going back to Breeze Home.
Okay.
Stealth, of course.
Oh, that's loud.
And I'm doing it in the air.
Okay. So
So no streets.
so you pack up your stuff like, happy day for me, good day.
Quite have enough distance to make it across the whole city, but
I've got 4 hours worth of...
it is 4 hours.
And I was sitting on that platform.
I forget that it measures in time and not feet.
So if I dash.
Yeah.
I mean, as the
It's
crow flies. Disguise self. Looks like a crow.
That's not how that's
Silent image.
Just gives himself feathers. Looks like a kinky.
Okay.
flying.
You're flying through the air.
Bless the
And
various.
as far as you can tell, no one's seen you.
Awesome.
I mean, it
Do I
is
need to
pretty
do
much
an
pitch black.
investigation?
Do you want to? What are you investigating or looking for?
Or a perception check just to make sure no one's seen me? 13 plus 6.
19.
19.
Okay, so you zip out.
Watching.
You zip around.
Watching.
No one seems to be around. You're very happy and satisfied with yourself.
Okay, back to Breeze Home I go then.
And you start to make your way.
Mr. Pipe is sitting there sharpening his knife. It's been too quiet. It's been too quiet.
And
You're not sleeping until midnight?
No, I am asleep.
a crossbow bolt whizzes past your face.
Does it really?
Yep.
Just run.
I don't think that's gonna happen though, because... Yeah, I'm gonna use Expeditious Retreat and just...
Go really, really fast. Zoomies.
Let's see.
Turns
40,
off.
80, 120 feet. Flying.
Whizzes past you, and you look down, and there is one agent with a crossbow bolt on his arm, ready to go. And he starts grabbing for something else as he's ready to take another shot at you.
By then I'm 120 feet away from him, behind the building that you can't see.
You're running.
It would just be with disadvantage at that point.
It's already a disadvantage.
Roll a Constitution save for me.
Why?
Wyvern's poison. Or Drow's poison.
Depends on
Either
if they're
way.
smart or not. Oh, should be
plus
proficient.
7.
Yeah.
With proficiency or
Constitution.
Saving throw.
14 plus 7?
21.
21?
Wait, you have proficiency in Constitution, don't you?
Yes,
Dude.
we're
Oh,
all,
you are
we're
well set up
artificers.
for this.
We're all artificers, so we all have constitution proficiency and intelligence proficiency.
Okay.
And I'm still using stealth.
That's never going to happen again, ever.
What happened?
You take 24 points of damage.
Really?
Yep. As the crossbow bolt hits you. As the crossbow bolt hits you through, it starts to pierce through some of your leather armor and gets a nice prick into your back left shoulder blade. You feel a bit pain and slightly drowsy, but you shake it off and you keep flying off, and you are well outside of range now. Takes one more shot at you. It doesn't even come close anymore. You are gone. That was perfectly timed. The music stopped.
Meanwhile, back at Breeze home.
Meanwhile, back at Buddy's home.
I've been shot!
Let's see. How
So
long
you guys-
have I been at Breeze Home?
You guys have been there for almost the entire time Trick's been gone now.
So it's like almost 4 hours.
Marshall's been sitting at the table, just mainly keeping quiet to himself, writing on
He
pieces of
stays
paper.
awake the whole time.
Most of it.
Ah.
Around at 10 o'clock, he starts to and go to his room,
Yeah, I've been
locking it behind
in my
him.
trance since I got back. No
Hey.
point in staying awake.
Right.
We're gonna get attacked.
So Trick,
Just want to
you are now back at Breeze home.
I've been shot! I've been shot!
Okay.
And apparently
Sleep it off.
someone disguised
asleep.
themselves as me and went gallivanting around the city and killed someone.
Okay. Yeah,
Kill someone.
I'm in my
Oh.
trance unless it's been 4 hours, and
Your trance is about up at this point.
yeah.
Pipe is sound asleep.
Yes.
Bang on
You
his
guys have
door.
no idea where Trim is and points in her room. So just you zip up to a window, just start.
Does he have a window in his room?
Yes, he does. You don't know which window on the outside.
I
of the
don't
room
have a
it is.
window in my room
You don't have one in your room?
Ah, different room. Sorry.
because when I made the fog potion, I asked if there was a window and there wasn't a window.
Does anyone
you're
else
right.
have a window in their room?
Think any of us have windowed rooms?
No, you don't. There is a couple windows for your main guest room. The big foyer room you have.
Can I recognize it from outside?
You're right above the kitchen sink. Tapping away at the doors.
Screw tapping. Shit.
You're gonna break a window?
No, can I pick the window from the outside?
Alright, roll with disadvantage.
Disadvantage. It's still gonna be a plus 15.
Mm-hmm. It doesn't care.
18.
Okay. You start to finagle your throughs through the tightly closed gap. And you can't quite get them to start unlocking it. The tools you're using are just to fit in and try to grab like a handle to open it. So it's really tight windows.
Okay, well then take it, just zip through downstairs into our room.
Okay. You kind of just sit down
I'm gonna
Fix
knock
yourself
on his
up.
door.
and
My
you're back
door?
inside.
Yeah.
Loud banging on your door.
I will cast thaumaturgy to open the door. What do you want?
Door slams open.
Wait, which way does it slam?
It's
Probably
an
in.
inside door.
Oh, good.
It would've been funny.
How much damage do I get from? I just got a natural one.
You're
to
just sitting
defend
there
it.
banging on the door, and then suddenly your hand gives way to open space. You stumble for a second. Pipe!
Pipe. I need you to do me a quick favor.
Yes.
Check for poison for me. I need you to know if I've been poisoned.
Okay, I will just use my last spell slot. I am exhausted. To detect poison and disease. Does he have any diseases remaining?
There is the trace remnants of a poison in his bloodstream.
What kind?
It seems it's a kind you haven't heard of or documented before.
Oh,
It
I
seems
just
to be like
know what it is.
Oh, you do?
I know where it came from, what creature, like... I just know the poison.
It's an attempted mix of drow poison and wyvern venom.
Oh.
Go fire.
It wasn't as good of a batch as it seems to have diluted each other,
Got it.
but if it worked correctly, hurt
Could be
you a
very
lot
dangerous.
and knock you out.
Got it.
So it did a lot of damage, but it didn't knock me out.
Not as much as normal wyvern's venom would.
Is there any way he can extract some to...
There's tiny amounts of it left in your bloodstream. Your what's it called? Immune system's handling it fine right now.
So he doesn't necessarily need to heal for it. I could just take a long rest. And
Yeah.
You just have a crossbow bolt in the shoulder. I'm pretty sure you want out.
Yes. Can you just... I have this thing
I will just
protruding from...
pull it out. Not too nicely. I was woken. I was just like literally just chink, pull it out.
You feel a little pain as the crossbow head is pulled out, and your armor is a little torn.
Do I
Still
sense
functional.
any poison on the dart still?
A little bit amount.
Little
Barely
bit.
for half a dose.
Okay, I will rummage over. And then like scrape it into a vial. Okay. Now, if you don't mind, I'll grab my stick and smack him. And
Make an
cast...
attack roll.
no, not like hard. I will just like gently bunk him on the head. And I will cast Lesser Restoration to get rid of all poison and disease in your body. And then I'll smack him again and cast Cure Wounds at first level.
Okay, so this tall
For,
man smacks you twice like Rafiki.
Yes, it's literally like Rafiki.
Okay.
You
Light
gain...
bonks on your head as you feel a bit better, and you feel your shoulder stitching itself back up. So with
You
a
got
bit of
6 hit points
Can
back.
you fix my mend? Can you do mend
Are you
on my armor?
mend? That's
Not mend. Whatever to fix small like.
Mending.
Yeah.
No. Ravak and Point can. I cannot. And then I will usher him out with my staff and close the door and go back to bed. Now I need to remember how many spells I can have. 6.
okay.
Is he awake right now? Has he?
You can check. You are awake though.
Okay.
I'm gonna knock on your door.
I'll open it.
Hey,
Yeah.
could you fix this? I got a hole in my armor.
Well, if you just leave it with me, you should probably get some rest.
Okay, and you might want to be alert. There might have been some weird people following me. Possibly, I don't know.
Possibly I was just flying out of there.
I mean, I was going really fast.
I'll keep an eye open.
And I'm going to take a long rest and finish that cloak. And I'm also going to...
So
I shall mend his armor.
you cast it a bit, and it just twists itself back together. The leather's a little stretched, teensy little bit.
Intelligence plus half
Nothing
level.
It's not going to be like a...
You have like a thin
weak
layer of
point.
scar tissue over your arrow wound. Your arm is very sore, and yeah, it's gonna need some time to heal.
Well, a long rest will.
Hit points. Yes.
Magic. And you take a long rest.
And that's gonna take care of the
Okay.
cloak. And
Yep. So you can move an infusion from one spot to a cloak. And
I can move all my infusions.
Yeah. So you're, if I'm remembering correctly, you're dispelling the bag of holding one and making it.
The bag of holding
is no longer a
is
bag
no
of
longer
holding.
a bag of holding. Whoever that lady sold it to is very pissed off right now.
Somewhere in the city, there's just a huge explosion of like random miscellaneous items that their kids been picking up. It's like what the? As the house explodes. You all get a long
My
rest
child has
and the
been
benefits
collecting
of it.
rat tails.
Yay!
No, Pipe has to sleep in a little bit because someone interrupted his nap.
Trick has to sleep in the most.
Right. So the next time you're all awake together is roughly 11 in the morning. Okay, 1 second.
Stop trying to delete my spells, you dang app. Okay. Now I need.
So, Pipe, you can roll for that spell, for that new
Oh yeah.
spell potion of yours.
Ooh, is this the one I wanted? Oh, dang it. That's right, the Curse of 5.
Curse of 5.
Which is the.
Potion of Flying.
Oh, yeah. The really slow flight.
Yes.
Downstairs, the tavern portion is in full swing. Music playing.
Spell do I
People
want?
having a good day. Marshall's fixing himself up some food in the kitchen.
No, I'll just go with that one.
You now have a cloak of the manta ray. You can write that down for yourself.
Yay.
I am now the scariest, fastest thing on land, air, and water.
I am the fastest gnome alive.
You basically now have the movement speeds of a dragon. A young one, but a dragon.
Black Dragon.
So I still
Are they the ones
have
with
a
the
bag
swing
of holding
speed?
because I bought one.
Because I live
you
in
still have your
marshes.
bag of holding new stuff over to it.
Bane.
Yes. Been up for hours. Any eventful things during the night? Or is it just boring?
Well, you did hear what sounded like some drunk person stumbling their way to their room as someone's like trying to lead them towards it, making as little noise as possible. That's the most interesting thing that happened. From that, people downstairs eating and having a good time. You can only really hear the muffled music. And Marshall getting up and not leaving early, surprisingly, and staying and eating food. And going back to his room, and then coming out to make more food, and then going back to his room.
Well, during one of those times, I'll ask him, any ideas when our ship is supposed to arrive?
Sometime tonight.
Okay.
Got a lot of work to finish up before we go.
Let's see.
Good.
Right. And that is where we'll end for today. Ladies and gentlemen, thank you for joining us for session 15 of ClockWork. It was quite a bit of a wild ride, not as action-packed as past sessions, though a lot was learned. Hopefully
Yes,
everyone had a great
indeed.
time, and I hope you guys enjoyed watching. We'll see you next time round.
Alright.
Right.
I filled everyone in on my adventure.